English story reading. Anya felt a constant knot of frustration whenever English arose. Despite years of sporadic attempts, fluency seemed an elusive dream, always just beyond her grasp. She yearned for the day she could effortlessly converse, articulate her thoughts, and truly connect with global conversations without hesitation. The desire burned fiercely. The sheer volume of English learning materials felt incredibly overwhelming. Textbooks piled high, grammar rules tangled her brain, and native speakers seemed to talk at an impossible speed. Every new method promised instant results, yet left her feeling more confused and defeated than before this challenging experience. Doubts crept into her mind like a creeping fog, dampening her spirits. "Is English even for me?" she'd whisper silently. The pressure to speak perfectly often paralyzed her, making even simple sentences feel like monumental tasks. This cycle of trying and failing was incredibly discouraging. One day, scrolling online, a provocative headline caught her eye: "Why You Should Not Learn English." Her initial reaction was shock, then a surprising wave of curiosity. Had she been approaching this daunting task all wrong from the very beginning of her determined journey? Intrigued, she clicked the article, expecting an anti-language tirade. Instead, it argued against rigid, joyless methods, advocating for organic, self-driven acquisition. This unexpected perspective challenged her preconceived notions about language learning. It suggested that perhaps her struggles stemmed from the approach, not her innate ability to learn. The article wasn't advising quitting, rather, it emphasized finding a natural, stress-free path. Anya realized her previous attempts were forced, joyless exercises, draining her motivation. She needed a new paradigm, a fresh start, one that truly resonated with her personal learning style effectively. Inspired, Anya decided to embrace a radically simpler approach, moving away from complex academic routines. She resolved to experiment with methods that felt intuitive and sustainable, rather than overwhelming and abstract. This shift in mindset was the crucial turning point for her entire learning process. Her journey truly began with English story reading, selecting a short, engaging novel. She started with a book slightly below her current level, ensuring comprehension without constant dictionary checks. This gentle introduction to authentic language felt refreshing, a departure from dry textbooks, and incredibly enjoyable. The first few pages were still slow, requiring patience and focused attention to detail. However, the captivating narrative pulled her forward, page after page, making the effort worthwhile. She found herself looking forward to her reading sessions, a stark contrast to past assignments. This method felt less like tedious studying and more like an enjoyable, enriching pastime. The stories provided context for new words and grammar structures naturally. It was an organic way to absorb the language, building familiarity and confidence without the usual pressure of formal classes. Soon, she integrated talk in English just one page per day into her routine consistently. After finishing a story page, she would close the book and try to summarize what she read aloud. This small, consistent step felt manageable and less intimidating than full conversations. Her initial attempts sounded clumsy, riddled with hesitant pauses and forgotten vocabulary. Sentences were fractured, and ideas sometimes got lost in translation. Yet, she persevered, knowing that every single awkward sound brought her closer to genuine fluency and effortless expression. This daily ritual became her dedicated English talking practice session. It was a safe space for her to experiment with pronunciation and sentence formation without fear of judgment. She focused on conveying meaning, not achieving perfection immediately, a crucial shift in her mindset. Gradually, Anya noticed subtle but significant improvements in her spontaneous speech. Her sentences flowed more smoothly, and her pronunciation became clearer. The daily consistent practice, though small, yielded remarkable progress over weeks and months of sustained effort. To further refine her progress, Anya explored broader advice on how to improve your English holistically. She sought out resources that offered diverse strategies beyond just reading and speaking. Her approach became more comprehensive, integrating various essential skills. Online forums and language blogs became valuable sources of information. She discovered tips on active recall, spaced repetition, and the importance of creating an immersive environment. Filtering through the vast amount of advice, she picked what resonated most effectively. Listening had always been a major hurdle, often leaving her feeling overwhelmed and lost. Therefore, she specifically concentrated on how to improve your listening skills with renewed determination. This targeted approach was designed to tackle her comprehension weaknesses directly. Podcasts, audiobooks, and English language news channels became her constant companions. She started with topics she already understood in her native language, making comprehension easier. This foundational step allowed her to build confidence before tackling more complex content. She practiced active listening, trying to catch every word and phrase, even rewinding when necessary. Repetition was key. She re-listened to challenging segments multiple times until the meaning became clear. This diligent effort dramatically boosted her auditory comprehension. A profound shift occurred when Anya stumbled upon advice regarding how to think and speak directly in English. She realized she was constantly translating from her native language, which significantly slowed down her real-time responses and fluency development. The goal was to bypass the translation stage entirely, directly connecting thoughts with English words. This meant actively trying to form even mundane internal monologues in English. It felt awkward at first, a mental gymnastics exercise, but incredibly beneficial. Simple activities like narrating her morning routine or describing objects around her in English helped rewire her brain. This continuous internal practice strengthened neural pathways for direct English processing. It was a quiet, yet powerful, transformation occurring within her mind. Anya truly began to learn English through stories in a deeper, more meaningful way. She wasn't just reading for comprehension, she was absorbing cultural nuances and emotional contexts. Each narrative became a window into the English-speaking world, enriching her understanding. The characters' lives, their dilemmas, and authentic dialogues resonated deeply within her psyche. Stories provided context, emotion, and natural language patterns that traditional grammar books often lacked entirely. This immersive experience made vocabulary and syntax acquisition more intuitive. This enjoyable, immersive approach made learning feel effortless, cementing words and phrases into her long-term memory. She found herself recalling expressions from stories in real conversations, a testament to the power of narrative-based learning strategies. Her confidence grew, but she still craved more uninhibited practice opportunities without the pressure of external judgment. She needed a safe space to experiment, make mistakes, and correct herself freely without feeling self-conscious or anxious about it. This led her to embrace How to Talk at Home to Yourself, a truly liberating and surprisingly effective step. She started narrating her actions, describing objects around her apartment, and even having full-blown conversations with imaginary people in English. This private practice removed all fear of judgment, allowing for completely free and uninhibited expression. It was a safe playground to experiment with new phrases, complex grammatical structures, and different intonation patterns, building muscle memory. She would practice ordering coffee, asking for directions, or even delivering short speeches to her mirror. These playful scenarios built immense confidence and familiarity with practical everyday English. Her fluency started to accelerate remarkably because of this consistent practice. Alongside these comprehensive methods, she diligently focused on how to learn words effectively and efficiently. Rote memorization was abandoned in favor of more dynamic, contextual learning techniques. Her vocabulary expanded exponentially with thoughtful effort. Flashcards and spaced repetition apps became invaluable tools, but she always ensured words were learned within sentences. Understanding synonyms, antonyms, and collocations enriched her vocabulary significantly, making her speech much more precise and nuanced. She maintained a dedicated vocabulary notebook, noting down new words, their definitions, and example sentences from her readings. Reviewing these regularly helped solidify her understanding and retention, ensuring continuous, measurable progress. Slowly, almost imperceptibly at first, Anya's English began to flourish with remarkable grace and accuracy. The disjointed pieces of her learning puzzle started fitting together seamlessly, forming a coherent and beautiful linguistic tapestry. Conversations that once filled her with dread now felt engaging and genuinely manageable. She no longer had to painstakingly translate every sentence in her head, allowing for natural, fluid exchanges. This newfound ease was incredibly empowering for her. Her listening skills sharpened dramatically. She caught nuances, jokes, and subtle inflections she previously missed entirely. English conversations no longer sounded like a jumble of noise but clear, comprehensible expressions of thought, which was truly amazing. The ability to think directly in English made her responses much more rapid and natural, flowing effortlessly. She could express complex ideas with clarity and confidence, a far cry from her earlier hesitant and fragmented attempts. Anya realized the incredible power of consistent, small, daily efforts compounded over extended periods. Each page read, each sentence spoken aloud, each word learned, contributed to a monumental transformation that surpassed her initial expectations entirely. Her journey wasn't about avoiding English or finding shortcuts, it was about embracing the language in a smarter, more enjoyable, and sustainable way. She learned that passion and patience were just as important as method. She became a passionate advocate for practical, story-driven, and self-directed learning paths. Anya firmly believed that anyone could achieve fluency if they approached the process with creativity and consistent dedication, regardless of their starting point. Her own remarkable experience proved that incremental steps, diligently pursued, eventually lead to monumental linguistic success and genuine confidence. It was a testament to the fact that progress is built brick by brick, not in giant leaps. Anya started sharing her inspiring story, encouraging countless others who felt overwhelmed by the daunting task of learning English. Her journey resonated deeply with many struggling learners seeking effective and encouraging advice. She emphasized that success wasn't about being naturally gifted, but about finding a method that ignited personal interest and sustained motivation. Everyone could achieve fluency, provided they discovered their unique effective learning strategy. Anya's transformation from a hesitant beginner to a confident communicator was a powerful testament to the impact of patience, perseverance, and applying the right learning strategies consistently. Her dedication truly paid off immensely. She no longer saw English as a burden but as a vibrant, living tool for connection and opportunity. The language opened doors to new cultures, new friendships, and exciting professional prospects she had only dreamed of previously. Her initial discouragement about why you should not learn English had ironically led her to discover the most effective path forward. It was a turning point that forced her to rethink conventional learning wisdom. The daily habit of reading just one page and talking to herself had built an unshakable foundation. These seemingly small actions accumulated into a formidable command of the English language over time. Anya found joy in every new word mastered, every sentence effortlessly formed, and every conversation naturally sustained. Learning became an exciting adventure rather than a chore, filling her with a profound sense of accomplishment. Her listening skills were so refined she could now enjoy complex English movies and intricate podcasts without needing subtitles. The world of English content became fully accessible and incredibly entertaining for her. She confidently engaged in professional meetings, presented ideas, and debated points, all in fluent, articulate English. The language was no longer a barrier but a powerful bridge to global communication and collaboration opportunities. Anya often reflected on her journey, remembering the initial struggles and the slow, steady progress. It was a powerful reminder that every expert was once a beginner, and consistency triumphs over raw talent consistently. Her story became a beacon of hope for aspiring English learners worldwide. She proved that dedication, combined with smart, enjoyable methods, could indeed unlock anyone's full linguistic potential successfully. She frequently advised others to start small, like talk in English just one page per day, to build momentum. The key, she explained, was to make learning a sustainable habit, not a grueling sprint. Anya encouraged everyone to learn English through stories, emphasizing the holistic benefits beyond mere vocabulary acquisition. Stories nurtured a deeper understanding of the language and its cultural context organically. She also championed how to talk at home to yourself, highlighting its crucial role in building speaking confidence without pressure. It was her secret weapon for fearless, uninhibited practice sessions daily. Her journey culminated in not just fluency, but a profound connection to a new culture and a global community. Anya had truly unlocked her English superpower, forever changing her life's trajectory and opportunities. And it all began with a single page, a quiet voice, and a simple, yet compelling, story that sparked her incredible transformation journey. This small beginning led to monumental and lasting linguistic triumph.